Good afternoon. We just finished our chanting. So once more, we everybody hand falls together and visualize all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions. Particularly visualize your gurus, the lineage gurus and root guru, and pray to them. Wish to realize emptiness. Because in order to realize emptiness, in order to know the truth, the reality, we need a lot of merit. Also, we need to purify the negative karma, which is totally become obstacle to realize emptiness. The best thing, we always pray to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 direction, particularly always pray to your root guru. If you don't have particular, consider someone as your guru, then you can consider the Buddha Shakyamuni is your guru, the Manjushri is your guru, and pray to them to realize emptiness. Emptiness is a subject matter. Many people think I can realize, I can comprehend the emptiness through only study. You cannot. You need a kind of powerful merit. Also, you need a good merit linked with the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, particularly Manjushri. Because we say Manjushri is the wisdom Buddha. Avalokiteshvara is compassion Buddha. It means all the Buddha's wisdom together manifest as a Manjushri. So Manjushri is the manifestation of all Buddha's wisdom. So when you pray to Manjushri, it helps to increase your wisdom. It helps to have a good memory. And also, every time when we have a Dharma class, each time when we have a time to practice Dharma, time to study Dharma, first we always recognize, always remember, we are, or I am very fortunate to have this kind of time to study Dharma, to study emptiness. First time when Buddha Shakyamuni taught emptiness, that time all around the world, this planet or other planets, they were kind of, look like earthquake all over the planets. Then all the Bodhisattvas who live in the another world, another planets, they asked to the Buddha, what happened today? We have a kind of earthquake. Also, we saw today there's a lot of rainbow, lot of auspicious signs. So what is this? Then the Buddha told the disciple, today is the first time the Gautama Buddha who going to give teaching about emptiness. Then all the Bodhisattvas really wanted to go to this, this world, Jambideva world. Then Buddha said, who have a stable mind, if your mind is very stable and you can go to the Jambudeva world, which is this planet, whose mind is not stable, you should not go there, because when you go this world, there's a lot of problem, lot of miseries, lot of sufferings. You cannot, bear all the problems and sufferings. Therefore, study emptiness is having opportunity to study emptiness is very rare, very rare. One reason, Lama Tsongkhapa manifests as a full ordained monk in Tibet in order to purify all the misconception about emptiness. Second reason, he manifests as a full ordained monk in Tibet in order to purify all the misperception about Vajrayana practices. So therefore, everybody just rejoice yourself. So I will start, very short revision. Then we go the actual topic. So you just listen. You need not to open the book because I'm going to jump, At the beginning, actually chapter number 7, there's a question why insight is needed. Karma burning and special insight is needed. Then I have explained meditative serenity has the features of non-discursiveness. When your attention is attentionally set on the single object of meditation, it stays there, clarity, free from laxity and benefit. So first we must have this kind of mind. When we fully set our mind on the object of meditation, the mind must be very clear, free from laxity and destructive. Then the mind must be very delight and bliss. This is the nature of the, mindfulness. Then, however, you should not be satisfied with just this. If you have your mind is very focused, very clear about the object, free from laxity, you have the delight and blissness, you should not just satisfy only that. Developing the wisdom that properly determines meaning of reality. With the single, pointed mind must determines the meaning of reality or emptiness. You must cultivate insight. That means if just your mind is only, meditate on, any simple object, your mind can be very clear, free from laxity, your mind is very delight and bliss. But still, you should not be satisfied. You must meditate on emptiness. Otherwise, since mere concentration is something Buddhists have in common even with the non-Buddhist, right? You must know the concentration, the single pointed meditation is the common practice between Buddhists and non-Buddhists. It's nothing special. Each cultivation with the non-Buddhist paths will not get rid of the seeds of afflictions. If we practice the common meditative state, it cannot get rid of the seeds of afflictions. Therefore, we need a single-pointed mind. The single-pointed mind must be meditated on, must be mindful on the emptiness. Otherwise, when you are meditating, you have a sense of blissness, but you cannot get rid of the seeds of the afflictions. This is why we need a special insight. After you have those stabilize your mind on the object of meditation, you should analyze it with the wisdom. First, you need a mind which is very stable. When you have a stable mind, the mind should analyze it with the wisdom, analyze on emptiness. It is dawn of the knowledge that obliterated the seeds of confusion. You do not do this, you cannot abandon the affliction with the concentration alone. Right? Therefore, many people many people always talk about meditation. They think if I have a good meditation, this is enough. No. First, your mind you need to learn how to have a concentration. Once you have a good concentration mind, then the mind analyze the truth, which is emptiness. So when you through the analysis of emptiness, then you're going to realize emptiness. This is the main important why we need to practice spiritual insight. Then next page, 108. What kind of meditation leads to liberation? So our achievement is liberation or Buddhahood. So therefore, what kind of mind, what kind of meditation leads to liberation? This question. The answer, as cited earlier, the very next verses of the King of the Concentration Sutra says, if you analytically discern the lack of self in phenomena, and if you cultivate that analysis in meditation, this will cause the result attainment of nirvana. There is no peace through any other mind. So that this answer, what kind of meditation can lead to the liberation, which is if you analytically discern the lack of self in a phenomena. That means you need to do analytical meditation on all phenomena, analyze. There's not really self-independent. There's not independent entity. All phenomena lack of self in phenomena. Then if you have this kind of mind, the mind can lead to liberation. That means first we need a meditative mind, concentration mind. The concentration mind must concentrate on emptiness. How? Then when you have the stable mind, for example, you just focus on an object, then do analytical meditation, how the object exists. Which part of is the real object? If through this analytical meditation, then you will realize the truth, emptiness of the phenomena. Then you continuously meditate on the emptiness. Then, you're going to achieve liberation. So how we can realize emptiness? That means all the Buddha teaching, there are two types, right? One teaching more emphasize about the conventional things. Other teaching very much emphasize about emptiness. That means there's two types of teachings. For example, we always recite Heart Sutra. Heart Sutra is very much emphasized to introduce emptiness. So in order to realize emptiness, we need books. For example, Heart Sutra. So you read the Heart Sutra sentence by sentence. Then you do a lot of analytical meditation. Then you will realize emptiness because it's explained mainly about emptiness. Other teaching mainly introduce conventional truth. If you only rely on this teaching, you won't realize emptiness because it not really explain very precisely, detailing emptiness. There's been two types of teaching. What we call definitive and Conventional, right? Yeah, conventional teaching. There's a two types of teaching, right? This is you must know which one is. Then, after that, we study about, the stage on enter into reality. So, I hope you remember. So, we always talk about liberation, liberate, cessation, right? Cessation, liberation. Cessation means cease, stop. Cease what? Cease all the emotions, include ignorance, include, the imprints of all the imprints which is led by negative thoughts, which is led by ignorance. Totally, when your mind is totally free from all the negativities, then your mind is free. Your mind is fully liberated from the ignorance. Ignorance, right? When your mind is fully free from suffering, free from cause of suffering, which is ignorance, that means your mind is become very pure. That means nature of your mind is very pure. It's become complete pure. The cessation also, ultimate cessation is emptiness of your mind. Okay, this moment we have a mind, we have a nature of our mind. Our mind is totally, polluted by all the emotions. For example, you have a diamond. The diamond is one of the very rare, expensive diamond. Where the diamond is contaminated by dust, something you cannot see the purity, right? That means our mind, nature of our mind is very pure, which is emptiness. When the emptiness of mind become very pure, then we say, I achieve cessation. The cessation also, emptiness of our mind. Clear cessation. Then the path which is lead to cessation, also the mind which is realize emptiness. So that means this moment we need to realize emptiness, then we practice emptiness, then at the end our nature of mind become very pure, free from all the defilements, free from all the negative thoughts. Now here we should think about how a nature of our minds look like. We have been talking about minds, right? Everybody talks about mind, anger, attachment, desire, I'm happy, I'm not happy. Everybody talks about, all minds. But it is not easy. It is not easy at all to understand mind. Mind. Am I right? Not easy to understand mind. For example, when we get angry, say the anger arises. If somebody look at you, you can see your face has changed. Right? Your breath become faster or shorter? Faster. Get angry, your breath become faster, shorter and faster. Your face has changed. Your heart beating very fast. Right? They can see the symptom, right, of the anger. The person cannot see your anger. Cannot, right? Cannot. Because the person can see the symptom or the indication of anger by eyes. Or they can understand you are angry when you speak, they can understand through the voice. When they touch, their hands to your heart, the person can see, your body is, beating so fast, but they cannot see anger. Then you yourself, just look at yourself. Am I angry? Yes, I'm angry. Can you see you are angry? You cannot. You can feel it, something happened, right? But you cannot see you are angry. Can you? Cannot. So what does it mean mind? What does it mean matter? Therefore, but said, the stage of entry into reality, that means we need to realize emptiness, mainly emptiness of the mind. Clear? Emptiness of mind. Therefore, after you are really, become expert about meditation on emptiness, then somehow we can call non-dual. Non-dual, right? This means though there's no object, subject separate, non-dual, right? For example, you have a cup of milk, cup of water is a separate. When you add the water into milk add to water, then you cannot see, oh, this is milk, this is water. Cannot see. This become oneness. Look like become oneness, but the water and the milk never become oneness. Can or cannot? Can become oneness? Cannot or can? Cannot. Why? When the milk spoil, you can see milk and water became separate. And I told you, the swan, the bird, the white bird, the bird know he can drink only milk, no water. That's why it cannot become oneness. Same thing, emptiness of our mind, is, two phenomena. Two phenomena. It is two or one. Emptiness of your mind and mind is one or two. Two. How do you know it's two? Huh? How we know it's true? Because when you see mind, it doesn't mean you can see emptiness of the mind. When you see emptiness of the mind, it doesn't mean you can see the mind. There's two different phenomena. But two are not totally not totally separate. Therefore, look at, so at the beginning, we need to realize emptiness on all phenomena. Mainly, most importantly, we need to realize emptiness of the mind. Then, when you meditate on emptiness of the mind, the object matter is what? Emptiness of the mind. Emptiness is the, object of meditation. The mind meditate on emptiness of the mind. That moment, there's no two separate thing, right? The mind is self, meditating on its own nature. Then what we call non-dual. Non-dual, right? That's why at the beginning message, the state of emptiness, the reality. Tell me, the object of meditation is the emptiness. When you achieve liberation, the cessation, also emptiness. Then, first, okay, if we really go in order, first we need to achieve karma abiding, right? Because it Tibetan word translate into English, it become calm abiding. Because we Tibetan we call jine. Can you repeat? Jine. Jine. Two words separate. Therefore, when they translate, it become calm. Calm means ji. Ne means abiding. Calm abiding. Jine. First, you need to accomplish calm abiding jine. How you can accomplish? How you can attain? The jine. How? Then do you remember the 9 mental states? Do you remember? Do you remember the 9 mental states? Number one, within the 9. Okay, anyway, so first you have to go through, 9 steps. 9 steps. After you reach to the ninth, the final state, then you are very close to achieve karma bonding. Karma bonding. Step by step, it looks like he's really teaching, English to the beginner, like children. We can say A, second we call B, right? If you forget A, then you have to learn again A. You should not forget A, move to B. Without forgetting A and B, next you have to move to C. That means the 9 mental state, step by step. Then the mind become more focused. When you reach to karma bonding, then you have a single pointed meditation. It's nothing special. That means your mind become master to focus on something. It's nothing special. It cannot lead you to liberation. It cannot reduce any afflict emotions. Then next you need to practice what? Special insight. Special insight. Then special insight has two types: maintenance and transcendent. Maintenance and non-maintenance. So, if you only interested in special insight about the maintenance thing, it also it cannot lead you to liberation. Therefore, next, the fully concentration mind meditate on emptiness. Then how we can realize emptiness? Then there's one subject, identify the object to be negated by reason, right? Thus, look at sentence. Identify. What need to identify? The negation, right? You need to identify negation. How we can negate the negation? By reason. Therefore, look at identifying the object to be negated by reason. That means, negation, basis, negate. How? Through reason. For example, this book is the object, object, basis. The book is basis. Then, emptiness of the book is the truth nature of the book. Clear? Emptiness of the book is the reality or truth of the truth nature of this book. In order to realize emptiness of the book, you need to negate what? You need to negate the negation. Clear? Negation. That means negation is not non-existent phenomena. You need to negate. You need to purify it. You need to remove the negation on the book. How we can negate? We cannot negate the negation simply through chanting, recitation, prayers. You need to use reasons. Therefore, look at identifying the object to be negated by what? Reason. Right? That means we need to realize emptiness. How? First, we need to identify the negation. After you fully recognize, fully identify the negation, then you need to negate the negation. How? Through reason. Right? Reason. Then you must remember, if you why the object of negation must be carefully identified. Carefully identified. Very important. Very important, huh? Why the object of negation must be carefully identified. Very carefully. Because look at why we have this Lamrim class. Why we have, particularly the wisdom chapter. The subject matter is so difficult to understand, so difficult to explain. Somehow we need to realize. We need to realize, right? Otherwise, we just wish to become Buddha, wish to achieve liberation. It's become just word. You cannot achieve. Somehow we need to realize emptiness. In order to realize emptiness, generally we need some condition. We need to rely on the teacher who has experienced emptiness. We need a textbook. Also, we need to accumulate merit. Most importantly, identify the negation very carefully. Otherwise, what happens? Fall into two extremes. Why the object of negation must be carefully identified. You have to be very careful. For example, I ask you, right? I ask, one of the shop, giving, freely distribute diamond. Yeah, one shop going to, give away diamond with the crystal. Fake diamond, right? Fake diamond, the real diamond. They mix everything. Then I say, you must go and pick the right one. Then you really have to be careful, right? You just look at it's wrong. Then you ask your friends, or you do your own study. Maybe you have the what? Yeah, check, right? Otherwise, you will pick the wrong one. Then it's big loss. If you pick the right one, big gain, right? Exactly. If you don't, carefully identify the object, then you pick the wrong one, is big loss. If you carefully identify, you pick the right one, is a big gains, big benefit. Therefore, it's so important. What does mean, negation of the emptiness? Very careful. Therefore, explanation we have already finished. Then, after that, we study about dependent arising and emptiness. It's synonymous. Make sure you should not have a misunderstanding. When I say synonymous, it's same thing. It doesn't mean dependent arising is emptiness. Emptiness is dependent arising. It is not the meaning. It is same thing. Mean why things are lack of intrinsic existence, because dependent arising. Why things arise dependently? The nature is lack of intrinsic existence. This is the reason. Okay. Clear? What does mean? Dependent arising and emptiness synonymous. The meaning mean all phenomena. The nature is emptiness because they are dependent phenomena. Why they are dependent phenomena? Why they need to depend on something? Why? The nature is emptiness. For example, somebody has somebody leg is not so good. You have like a knee problem. You have a seriously knee problem. When you walk, what do you need? You need a walking stick. That means, why you need a walking stick? Because I have a knee problem. That's why I need to rely on the walking stick. Why all phenomena depend on causes and condition? Causes not, I'm talking not the real cause. Why all phenomena depend on something else? Why? Because their nature is emptiness. Therefore, they need to depend on something. Without depend on something, they cannot exist. Right? Cannot exist. That means dependent arising in emptiness. After that, there's a few important, but so we go the so there's some point of view from the previous Buddhist master. So you can do is a self-study. Now we do the actual. Okay, now we go to the chapter number 12. Chapter 12, right? Rational analysis. Okay, without looking at your Lamrim, can you tell me the 4 paths, showing that the Madhya Marga critics does not eradicate conventional existence. It has how many paths? 4 paths. Without looking at Lamrim, please tell me what are the 4 paths. I ask you to what? Look at me, not look at Lamrim. Huh? Number 1. Huh? Cannot. I ask you to do homework, right? Number 1. Okay. What is the number 1? Okay, now you look at Lamrim and read. Okay. You cannot conventional phenomena by reporting them whether they are capable with a standing rational analysis. Number 1, very important. Must you remember, these 4 are very important. Very important. You cannot eradicate conventional phenomena by refuting them through the investigating whether they are capable of standing rational analysis. That means, number 1, you cannot eradicate, you cannot deny conventional phenomena by refuting them through the investigating whether they are capable of standing rational analysis. The number 1. Number 2, you cannot recognition, right? Number 2. Number 3, you cannot Number 4, phenomena. These 4 are very important. It's very nice, right? You cannot eradicate conventional phenomena by refuting. May I change the sentence in different way? More easy way? You cannot remember without looking at the textbook. You cannot remember things without looking at the textbook. Look at, this is very important. I say, why important? Let's say, what is this? Marker pen, right? This marker pen. Everybody, accept, agree this is a marker pen. Is it conventionally or ultimately? It's a conventional label. This is a pen, right? Conventional label. Then, I'm not happy, let's say, I'm not happy to say this is pen. I want to do study. I want to do investigation. For example, myself, I say, no, I'm not happy. I'm not going to say this is a pen. How? Which one is a pen, right? I'm doing some kind of investigation. Which one is pen? It is pen? What are you going to say? Cap. Then I take up this, the whole body. It is pen? No, body separate. Take out this pen. There's a pen, right? Then finally, you cannot find the pen. This means I'm doing, I'm investigating about the pen. But I'm using what? Rational. I'm using the reason. The reason which is I'm using, which part is pen? It is a reasoning, is a kind of, the way of investigation about the ultimate truth, not the conventional truth. That's why he said, you cannot eradicate conventional phenomena by what? Refuting through investigating whether they are capable or not. There's a 4. Now we just go directly to number 1, A. Now we go, very slowly. A proper analysis, okay? Proper analysis of whether the phenomena form and such or are produced in an objective sense is what we call a line of the reasoning that analyzes reality. or line of the reasoning that analyze the final state of being. Since we Madhyamakas do not assert that the production of form and such as can withstand analysis by such as reasoning or position about the falsity that they are truly existent things. So in order to know more clearly, there's a, just look at the end of the paragraph. Just I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 above the line. Conventional consciousness. Right? So there's two types of analysis. One analyze about the ultimate phenomena. Clear? One analyze about the conventional phenomena. That means there's two types of, two different ways to investigate, two different ways to analyze. One analyze about the ultimate truth, or the second is the conventional truth. There's two types of analysis. Clear? How many types? Two types. What are they? Analysis about the conventional, analysis about the ultimate. Then look at again. If I say, which is the pen, the cap, the body, the ink, the sight, this means I'm using, the ultimate analytical way, the ultimate analytical way for the conventional truth. It's wrong. Clear? That means first you need to know the two types of. Therefore, look at proper analysis of whether those phenomena, for example, form exists or produce, form exists, form produce, an objective sense, what we call, right? This is called phenomena, a line of reasoning that analyze reality. Study about what? Analyze about the reality. Right? That means analyze about the reality, analyze about the conventional truth. There's two types of, subject to study. Or lies of the reasoning that analyze the final state of being. That means this talking about analyze about the emptiness, analyze about the reality. Since we, like Chandrakirti said, since we Madhyamaga do not assert that the production of the form and such as can withstand analysis by such a reasoning, right? So through reasoning, when you analyze the conventional truth, clear? I don't think you are really, catching. No, not at all, right? Not at all. Let's say, we have a eyes consciousness. Also, we have a air consciousness. The eyes consciousness can perceive the form, not the sound. The air consciousness perceive the sound, not the form. Right? For example, the blind person cannot see the form. Then you ask, can you see the form? Can you see the light? The blind person say, I cannot. Please, listen very carefully. If I say, you just use your air consciousness to see the form. It's my wrong, right? It's my mistake. It's totally wrong. Because air consciousness doesn't have the ability to perceive the color and shape and form. That means eyes consciousness mainly for the form, air consciousness mainly for the sound. It's two consciousness has two different functions. So when you do analysis, there's two different types of analytical kind of study, two different kinds of analysis. One analysis about ultimate truth. One is analysis about the conventional truth, conventional ultimate truth. Right? That means, then just I said you, what is this? This is a marker pen. Right? Then, for example, do you have another pen? Can I have one pen? Just, for example, what is this? Marker pen. What is this? Huh? Yeah, ball pen and marker pen, right? Then I say, oh, I don't think it's this is marker pen. Maybe this is marker pen. This pen, right? If I say this way, all of you not going to agree with me. It's conventionally, worldly, is differentiate. This is a pen. This is a marker pen. I must be happy. Then I'm saying, no, it's not. How come this is a marker pen? This is pen. So which is a pen? I do more analyze. I do more analytical, study. That means I'm using the methods how to analyze the ultimate truth. Ultimate truth. That means if you do this kind of study based on the conventional phenomena, you cannot find the pen. Right? Cannot find the pen. Thank you. A proper analysis of whether these phenomena, this refer to the conventional phenomena, for example, forms, and production or production are an objective sense is what we call a line of reasoning that analyze reality, right? Lines of reasoning that analyze about what? Reality. Or line of the reasoning that analyze the final state of being. Since we Madhyamaka do not assert that the production of form, right? Form and production and form. The production of the form and such as can withstand analyzed by such a reasoning or position about the falsity that they are truly existent things. That means he said, if you analyze the conventional truth using the conventional, the way to study, you cannot find the form. Now you can clear more about next one. Question, right? If this thing cannot withstand, which thing? The conventional phenomena. Okay? If the thing, for example, in a production of form, if these things cannot withstand a rational analysis, it conventional phenomena can stand with the rational analysis or not? Cannot. What cannot? The conventional phenomena cannot withstand rational analysis. Cannot. For example, air consciousness cannot perceive the color and shape. Same, the conventional phenomena cannot withstand rational analysis. Then how is it possible for something to exist when reason has refuted it? Clear? Can you read for me? If cannot analysis, then how is to exist when rational has refuted it? Clear? That means when you analyze about this pen, right? Analyze about this pen, which is pen, which side, which color. When you analyze this pen, finally this rational refute what? The pen. Refute the pen. Deny, refute, cannot stand. They ask how it is possible for something to exist. Then how you can say this pen exists? How you can say this pen exists? Because when I study, when I analyze, I cannot find the pen. Right? Clear? So therefore, look, if this thing cannot, this for example, the marker pen cannot withstand rational analysis, can stand or cannot? Cannot stand. Stand mean? Stand or cannot stand, what does meaning? Pause it, or when you study, when you analyze, when you investigate, you cannot really find the pen from this side. That's why cannot stand. Through your analysis, through investigation, if you really find, oh, this is the pen, then that pen can stand with the rational analysis. Therefore, the pen cannot stand, rational analysis. Then how we can say, it is possible for something to exist. Then how we can say this is exist? Is this exist or not? Exist. It cannot be existent phenomena, because when we study, when we open part by part, we cannot find the pen. Then how we can say the pen is exists? Right? The person saying like that. If this marker pen cannot withstand rational analysis, then how it is possible to say this pen is exists when reason has refuted it? This is the question. Now look at the reply. You are mistakenly conflicting, right? Make sure conflicting means you mix up, right? Mix up. What? The inability to withstand rational analysis, number one. Okay, number one, you conflicting two things. What are the two things? It is to withstand rational analysis. Number two, invalidation by reason. Right? Please remember these two things. That means Lama Tsongkhapa said to the person, you are conflicting, you are mixing up two things, which is inability to withstand rational analysis with the invalidation by reason. Many who have made this error claim that production and such as exists, even though rational analysis of reality refute them. This is reckless chatter, so we do not agree. Very important, I should not be hurrying, think very properly. The first paragraph saying, when you properly study about the conventional phenomena, you cannot find the conventional phenomena through the rational analysis. You cannot find. Then second say, then how you can say this is exists? You cannot say, because when we study, when we investigate, we cannot find the pen. Then Lama Tsongkhapa said, now you have a big confusion. You mix up two things, which is inability to withstand rational analysis with the invalidation by reason. You have a big confusion. You mix up two things, which is inability to withstand rational analysis with the invalidation by reason. Not only you, Lama Tsongkhapa said, many who have made this error claim that production and such as exist, even though rational analysis of reality refute them. This is reckless chatter, so we do not agree. That means mix up two things, right? Now what we have to say here is so important. Please study very slowly with the patience. If it cannot make these two separate, if you don't really understand, if you don't understand these two things totally separate, then you're not going to understand, emptiness. That means this pain is, inability withstand rational analysis. Still, this pain is not invalidation by reason. Quite okay? Niman Hauma?
Can I ask,
Uh-huh.
rational analysis means looking for the emptiness or the ultimate. Rational is ultimate.
Yeah. Now again, look at, where's ultimate? At the beginning, look at, here.
Master, can I suggest
Mm-hmm.
be able to simplify the explanation? Because this England is too strong.
To stop.
You know why? That's how the Confucius is.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm sure from your perspective, it's very easy to understand.
Uh-huh.
But for us, our head's getting bigger.
Your head getting bigger, your brain also getting bigger. I think this next here mentioned, okay, we go little bit, we read more, then I think we repeat again. So first you must remember, reply, you are mistakenly conflicting what? Conflicting the inability to withstand rational analysis with invalidation of reason. This Lama Tsongkhapa also mix up, right? Then to us, look at now, to us, whether something can, is more clear now, to us, whether something can withstand rational analysis is to us whether it is found by a line of reasoning, then analysis reality. Now is become more clear. Whether something, anything can withstand rational analysis is to us whether it is found by a line of reasoning that analyze reality. That means there's two types of analytical mind or two types of analysis. One analyzes the reality. One analyzes the conventional things. What does mean, withstand? Withstand, it is found by a line of reasoning that analyze reality. Chandrakirti said here, because our analysis is intent upon, seeking the intrinsic nature. Reality mean here intrinsic nature. Intrinsic nature. So this is seeking to discover whether form and so forth have an intrinsic nature that is produce, cease and so forth. Thus, the analysis searches to see whether form and so forth have production and cessation that exists essentially. It is not that this line of the reasoning searches for mere production and cessation. Therefore, this line of reasoning is said to analyze reality because it analyzes whether production, cessation and so forth are established in reality, established in intrinsically or not. Now it's become more bit clear, next sentence here. When such as a line of reasoning analysis of searches for production and so forth, it does not find the trace of them, they are unable to withstand analysis. However, the fact that this line of the reasoning does not find them do not entail that it refute them. Rather, reason refutes something that if it is did not exist. Again, I think the simple way, which is Jefferson said, if there's a simple way, I will try, but it's not easy.
Thanks.
how generally we have two types of phenomena, right? All phenomena we include into two types. What are they? Conventional truth and ultimate truth. Very clear. One is emptiness, rest is, rest of the phenomena. That's clear. Then, so now somebody asked big question, how the conventional phenomena exists? How we can say the conventional phenomena are there? How we can say the pen is here? How we can say book is here? Because when we investigate about the book, we cannot find the book, right? We cannot find the book. When we study about this pen, we cannot find the pen. So how this phenomena exists? How? First, okay, everybody just, visualize a, cup, simple way. Just visualize, we go through the technical, practical way. Just visualize a cup. Just remember your cup. Is the cup is conventional truth or ultimate truth? It's conventional truth. Why? Because it exists, it is there, but it is not the fine nature of the cup. Cup is there, but the cup is not the nature of the cup. Am I right? Nature of the cup. So what is the nature of the cup? Emptiness of the cup. Emptiness of the cup is the fine nature of the cup. Emptiness of the cup. Now you have in your mind you have two thoughts. One thing, just thinking about the cup. Second, you're thinking about the emptiness of the cup, ultimate truth. Now somebody asks, will you believe the conventional truth exists? What is your answer? Yes, the cup exists. Just remember your cup. Cup exists. It's existent phenomena. Then second, I ask another question. So the cup which is you believe, the cup which you accept in your mind, which one is the cup? Which part is the cup? The lid is the cup? No, right? The bottom is the cup? No. The side of the cup is cup? No. The handle is the cup or no? So when you analyze about the cup, then finally you cannot find the cup. Am I right? Cannot find the cup. Now there's a cup, there's an analysis, there's a way to analyze. The way to analyze. There's a kind of two types of methods to analyze. One mainly analyze about how things are really truly exist or not, truly inherently exist or not. Right? This is called what you call analysis about the truth, analysis about the reality. Clear? Okay, so I think everybody got until the cup, the emptiness of the cup. Right? There's two things. So now I'm arguing with you, where's the cup? Where's the cup? Then you just think, the upper parts of the cup, just think, it is cup? No. The side? No. The bottom? No. Each of the piece never be a cup. Then slowly the cup totally disappear in your mind. That means the rational analysis refute. Refute what? Refute the cup. Clear? Cup. Then I ask you a question. Then how you can say the cup is exists. Because when we study, we cannot find the cup. Then how you can say the cup is existent? There we look at here, the question here. Then if this thing cannot withstand rational analysis, that means the cup cannot withstand rational analysis. Can stand or cannot? Cannot. Right? Clear? Cannot. Then how is it possible for the cup to exist? How it is possible the cup is exists? Because through rational analysis, the cup is cannot find. Right? Clear? This more clear, right? When reason has refuted it, then reply. Reply by whom? Lama Tsongkhapa. You are mistakenly conflicting the inability to withstand rational analysis. Number one. Number two, invalidation by reasoning. That means Lama Tsongkhapa say, you have a big mistake. You have a big confusion because you mix up two things. What are they? Inability to withstand rational analysis. There's not such a thing. Okay, please remember, there's not such a thing which is can stand, withstand rational analysis. Any phenomena, doesn't matter, any phenomena, cannot withstand rational analysis. Right? When you study about cup, even though when you study about the emptiness of a cup, even though emptiness of the cup cannot withstand with the rational analysis. Quite okay? Bit better? Which one? Emptiness.
Emptiness of the cup cannot withstand rational analysis. How?
Because, do you remember we have 18 types of emptiness. 18 types of emptiness. Emptiness, number one, external emptiness. Number two, internal emptiness. Number three, both emptiness. Number four, emptiness of emptiness. Emptiness of emptiness. So when you based on cup, when you study the, when you analyze about the cup, finally you will find emptiness of the cup. You cannot find the cup, right? Emptiness of the cup. Second, when you study emptiness of the cup, not cup. When you study cup, what are you going to find? You're going to find the emptiness of the cup. Second, you study furthermore. You study about emptiness of the cup. When you study emptiness of the cup, when you analyze emptiness of the cup, what are you going to find? Emptiness of the cup of emptiness. Right? Emptiness cup. That's why if you go furthermore, you really cannot find you cannot really stand anything, with the rational analysis. Look at, for example, what is this? This is a mala. Mala. This is mala we can use. So, these are two different ways. When we study, which one is a mala? On the left side is a mala. This is not the mala. Right? We are studying about mala and non-mala. We are not studying about the truth of the mala. So this is what we call study about the conventional truth. Which is big, which one is small, which is water, which is fire, which is human. Is what is conventional level, the worldly level study. Second, how this mala exists inherently or not? Inherently not. So, if this exists inherently, then when you study, when you analyze more closely, then you must found this is the ultimate. You cannot. Therefore, any phenomena, never be stand to withstand rational analysis. We don't have any phenomena which is withstand rational analysis. Second, with invalidation. Can you say the in, right? In mean non, validation. That means this mala is valid phenomena, right? The valid phenomena. Is a valid phenomena, right? Is a valid or non-valid phenomena? Valid phenomena. Is not the invalidation phenomena. That means any phenomena must be valid phenomena. Valid because do you remember we have two types of cognition, cognizer, two types of cognizer, right? What are they? Valid and non-valid. Right? This means all phenomena established by valid cognition. Therefore, we don't accept invalid phenomena. Therefore, the person mixes up two things, which is inability to withstand rational analysis and also invalidation by reasoning. So, when we analyze the form cannot withstand rational analysis. It doesn't mean the cup become invalid phenomena. Who have made this error claim that production and such exist even though rational analysis of reality refute them. This is a reckless chatter, so we do not agree. To ask whether something can withstand rational analysis is to ask whether it is found by line of reasoning that analyze reality. So stand cannot stand mean can withstand rational analysis is to ask whether it is found by line of the reasoning that analyze the reality. Reality is not referred to the emptiness. Reality, ultimate, inherent, independent are synonymous. Because our analysis is intent upon seeking intrinsic nature. I think quite difficult, huh? What shall we do? Okay, have a break and drink water, tea, coffee, be fresh. It's not easy, huh? It's really not easy. Now I think, so everybody please turn page number 158. Then become more easy. So, no, I'm not going to totally jump, huh? So 158. Can you see there's a number 1, 2, 3? Look at, therefore, even some earlier scholars, not to mention those today, seems to have erred from not differentiating and instead considering identical the following pairs. Right? There's were many earlier Tibetan master, confusion. Number 1, Can you read number 1?
Something unable to withstand rational analysis.
Stop, pause there, right? Number 1, there's a 2 parts. Something unable to withstand rational analysis. 1. Then versus something by reasoning. Right? This means two things are identical. No. Any phenomena unable to withstand rational analysis is true. It doesn't mean all phenomena become invalidated by reasoning. That means you must differentiate something unable withstand rational analysis versus something invalidated by reason. Clear? Then number 2, please read. Production. You could pause. Pause there. Look at number 2, the non-perception of production and cessation by noble beings, wisdom or meditative equipoise. The next, the perception of production and cessation as non-existed by noble being, wisdom or meditative equipoise. Understand? Number 3, non-discovery of production and okay, this is very important. Really, going to understand this sentence, then for you become a lot easy. The non-discovery of production and cessation by reasoning consciousness, which is, the reasoning consciousness become more clear. The reasoning consciousness which analyze whether they intrinsically exist. Intrinsically exist. The next one, please. Existent. Look at, therefore, the intelligence should analyze this in detail and make carefully distinctions. Very important, very important. Now, I shortly, explain the number 1. Something unable to withstand rational analysis. For example, the cup, again, the cup is not able to withstand rational analysis. No, for example, when you analyze about the cup, then finally the cup cannot find anymore. Clear? Cup, house, water, human. Let's say human, right? Let's say I'm human. Are we human? Yes, we are human. Then somebody asks, why you are human? Why not you are cow? Then what are we going to say? We're not going to argue with you, right? If you accept me, I'm human, I'm human. If you're not going to accept, it's okay. Right? That's why, do you remember very important analogy by Chandrakirti? Let's say, I told you one time, so in the center, who is this in the center? Buddha Shakyamuni. On my left side, Vajrapani. On my right side, Manjushiri. Manjushiri, Vajrapani, Buddha Shakyamuni, right? We also agree. Then somebody come in, they ask you question, in the center, what is this? In the center, I see something, what is this? Buddha Shakyamuni. On my right side, what is this? On the left side, you introduce, explain them. The person says, oh, you are stupid. Neither this Buddha Shakyamuni nor Manjushri, this is painting. Right? They say, oh, you are stupid. I don't think this is Buddha Shakyamuni. This is just painting. Then what are you going to say? They say, yeah, then you have to say, no, conventionally. Conventionally, we say, this is Buddha Shakyamuni, this is Manjushri, this is Vajrapani, right? Vajrapani. If you going to do more like Saturday, then you are crossing from the conventional level. That's why, they say there's two big painting. One is I think Vishnu, and one is the Brahma, two painting. One person said the Brahma is Vishnu, others say Vishnu is Brahma. They say, argue. Then someone come, they ask, which is Brahma, which is Vishnu? The person say, oh, this is Vishnu, this is Brahma. Then the argument is finished. Right? If you say, no, it's not Brahma, it is no, then you are crossing the boundary of the conventional level. Right? Therefore, the cup is a phenomena. The cup is, unable withstand rational analysis. You cannot stand with the rational analysis. When you do rational analysis, you cannot find the cup anymore. You cannot find any phenomena. It's true. It doesn't mean this cup unable to withstand rational analysis. It doesn't mean this cup became, we have to say, I think better say became, invalidation by reason. So do you know what does mean invalidation and validation? Invalidated and validated is connected with the valid cognition. The valid cognition, invalid cognition. That means all phenomena established by what? Valid cognition. Right? So the cup, unable to withstand rational analysis, it doesn't mean this cup became invalidated. No. By reason. Number two, the non-perception of production and cessation by noble beings, wisdom of meditative equipoise. This means the noble being, the noble being who fully absorb, fully meditate on emptiness, the noble being, the Arya, who fully absorb on emptiness, he or she cannot perceive production and cessation. Cannot. For example, when you are air consciousness fully absorbed with the beautiful music, can you taste the smell? Can you feel smell? Cannot, because your mind is fully absorbed one object. That time you cannot see, you cannot feel anything else, only the music. Same thing, the noble being, when they fully absorb on emptiness, they can perceive only what? Only emptiness. Cannot perceive production, cannot perceive any conventional phenomena. Clear? Cannot. It doesn't mean again production cessation as non-existent by a noble being. The noble being cannot perceive all the conventional phenomena. It doesn't mean, the noble being's wisdom or meditative equipoise establish non-existent. Once more, the non-perception of production and cessation by noble beings' wisdom or meditative equipoise. One meaning, the noble beings' wisdom, when they meditate on emptiness, that time the noble beings' wisdom cannot perceive any conventional phenomena. Clear? Cannot perceive any other phenomena except the emptiness. The second one, the perception of production and cessation as non-existent by noble being wisdom of meditative equipoise. The noble being meditative wisdoms cannot cannot perceive the cessation and production. It doesn't mean the noble being wisdom establish the non-existent production. Then number 3, the non-discovered by production and cessation by reasoning consciousness. Look at the reasoning consciousness. Reasoning consciousness with analyze whether they intrinsically exist. One part. Second part, the discovery that production and cessation are non-existent. That means it is mentioned totally 6 different, right? That means most of the previous in Tibetan master, they conflicting this thing together. Thereby we have a lot of confusion. Now we just go back to the previous page. So I hope now it's become a bit better. Yeah. Okay, the first paragraph, 156, is mainly talking about what? Make a short summarize. Can you make a summarize? Mainly. So the proper analysis, right? The proper analysis of whether this phenomena, that means there's a somebody doing analysis, somebody analyze about the phenomena. Analyze. Is analyzing about the conventional phenomena or analyzing about the intrinsic nature? No, analyzing about the intrinsic nature. Intrinsic nature. When you analyze intrinsic nature, you cannot find the basis. Intrinsic. When you analyze intrinsic nature of the cup, intrinsic nature of the cup, you cannot find anymore the cup. You cannot find the cup anymore. When you analyze intrinsic nature of the cup, you cannot find the cup. Because the analyze about the intrinsic nature, not analyzing the cup. Okay, not analyzing the cup, it analyze about the intrinsic. Therefore, the analyze, the methods, they cannot find the cup. It doesn't mean the cup become non-existent. No. The first paragraph. Second, there's a question answer. What is the question? What is the question? Oh, this means all conventional phenomena, any kinds of phenomena cannot withstand rational analysis, right? Any phenomena cannot stand rational analysis. That means when rational analysis used to any phenomena, you cannot find any phenomena. Then, yes, when we analyze about any phenomena, we cannot find any phenomena. Then how we can say the phenomena exists? How we can say, right? For example, let's say everybody say, oh, Mr. A is in the East Coast Park. Mr. A. Everybody say Mr. A is East Coast Park. is called park. Then everybody go there to search him, Mr. A. So we finally cannot find Mr. A. We cannot find Mr. A. Right? Then how we can say, still we can say Mr. A is still there? We cannot say. Same thing. If the conventional phenomena exists, then when we analyze, when we use the reasoning, we must found the conventional phenomena, right? But through the rational analysis, we cannot find the cup. Then how we can say the cup is still exist? How we can say? Then Lama Tsongkhapa said, you are right, because you have a confusion. You mix up two things. You're conflicting two things. What are the two things? Inability to withstand rational analysis, one part. Second part, invalidation by reason. Because any phenomena, when you do analysis, when you analyze, you cannot find some phenomena, stand rational analysis. You cannot stand. It doesn't mean all phenomena become invalidation. This is, this means Lama Tsongkhapa, clarify between two. Inability to withstand rational analysis and invalidation by reason. Now next, how Lama Tsongkhapa can say these two are different? Then he proved through quotation from the Chandrakirti. Commentary on the 400 stanza says, look at, because our analysis is intent upon seeking intrinsic nature, right? So, what is this? This is a cup. We just be happy. If you are not happy, this is a cup. If you do analysis about the cup, that means you are analyzing the intrinsic nature of the cup. You are not, studying about the cup. You are analyzing about the intrinsic nature of the cup. That's why, finally, you cannot find intrinsic nature of the cup. It doesn't mean you refute. You refute, what you say, another word, you refute or you eradicate or deny the cup. Actually, you cannot find the intrinsic nature of the cup. Then you thought the cup is not there. It's mistake. Right? You are analyzing about the intrinsic nature of the cup. Finally, you cannot find the intrinsic nature of the cup. Then you thought cup is not there. It's mistake. Because you are analyzing about the intrinsic nature of the cup, you're not analyzing about the cup. Then you mix up two things, right? So this becomes, because our analysis is intent upon seeking intrinsic nature. So this is seeking to discover whether form and so forth have an intrinsic nature, that is, produce cessation and so forth. Thus, the analysis searches to see whether form and so forth have production and cessation that exist essentially. For example, let's say, we argue about a person. We have we become two groups. One group say, oh, Mr. A is good. Other group say Mr. A is bad. What we are argue about? We are not argue about the person. The person is human or not human, Right? We are not arguing. We are arguing about the person is good or not. Someone say good, someone say bad. We argue about the person nature. We are not arguing about the person. Everybody except, Mr. A is person. But somebody say Mr. A is good, somebody say Mr. A is bad. We argue about what? Good and bad. So, when we analyze about the cup, we are not really analyzing about the cup. Actually, you are analyzing the intrinsic nature of the cup. You are not arguing about cup. You are arguing about intrinsic nature of the cup. Then when you analyze intrinsic nature of the cup, then finally what happened? You cannot find the intrinsic nature of the cup. Then you thought the cup is no more there. The cup became non-existent. The cup become, invalidation. Is mistake. That means actually the cup unable to stand with the rational analysis. It doesn't mean the cup become invalid phenomena. It doesn't mean the cup become, become non-established phenomena. That's why you mix up two things. The next, look at, when such as a line of the reasoning analysis or searches for production and so forth, it does not find a trace of them. They are unable, look at very clear, they are unable to withstand analysis. However, now is more clear, however, the fact that this line of the reasoning does not find them, do not initially that it refute them. When you analyze about the cup, you cannot find the intrinsic nature of the cup. It doesn't mean the rational analysis refute the cup. Cannot. Rather, reason refute the something that if did exist will have to be established by reason, but which reason does not establish conventionally consciousness. Now it become here. Conventional consciousness establish production. That means conventional consciousness. That means ultimate consciousness. What we call, in Tibetan we call Tuandam Lajopa, Tuandam Chuji Yerikpa. Kunzup Chuji, Tuandam Chuji Yerikpa. Rational analysis about intrinsic nature. Rational analysis about conventional phenomena. Okay? The rational analysis about intrinsic nature or ultimate nature, rational analysis about the conventional phenomena. Here in English, reasoning consciousness does not establish them. Therefore, while reason does not find form and such as, how could it refute them? For example, here, a visual consciousness does not find sound, but this does not refute them. This similar, right? For example, the air consciousness, cannot establish the form. It doesn't mean the air consciousness refute the form. The eyes consciousness cannot establish the sound. It doesn't mean the eyes consciousness refute the sound. Because two different man has a two different function. That means two different reasoning analysis, rational analysis are two different function. That's why they mix up these two things. Next, therefore, if production, cessation and so forth existed essentially, were established in reality, their reason would have to found. That's why if production, cessation, those exist essentially, those exist inherently, then, the reason would have to find them, because it's accurately analysis whether form and such have essentially existent production and cessation. So I don't think it's not easy to understand. One, because this English term is very difficult. Number one. Number two, because this is kind of I don't know what it is, because in order to know this, we must have a certain knowledge, because we are lacking of those kind of knowledge. Is so difficult to understand. So please please don't give up. So after finish our class, then you read sentence by sentence. You read one sentence, think. Read next sentence and think. Try to summarize. Then definitely you will understand. If you fully understand these four, then for you very easy to negate the negation, so easy to realize emptiness. These four refer to what? You cannot mitigate conventional phenomena by refuting through the investigation. These four. Then page number 158, the number 1, 2, 3, right? Following pairs. So it's for you like a homework. Please memorize number 1, number 2, number 3. Can you memorize? Can. I don't want to hurt. I cannot. You can. Please memorize this 1, 2, 3, like following pairs. You memorize, then you have to say, you chant few times, this become more clear. I think we can stop here. There's no point to read furthermore. Next class we continue. I think everybody please memorize the 6 3 pairs. Then finish until the valid establish. Once again. 158. Just please read again. You are at 156 all the way to 161. Only 1, 2, 3, only 4 pages. Please read all the pages, then memorize the the pairs 1, 2, 3. Simply, I just said to you, so we argue about someone, good or bad. So we are arguing about good and bad. We are not arguing about the person. I say, oh, you should not argue about the person. He is a human being. So you said, no, we are not arguing about human being. We argue about the person is good or bad. Same thing. We analyzing, we have been, investigating the thing exists intrinsically or not. We are not studying about the cup, exists or not. But the person who, investigate the things exist intrinsically or not, finally he thought finally the cup is no more there. All conventional phenomena is not more there because it is not stand with the rational analysis, right? This is big kind of mistake. So please remember, Lama Tsongkhapa said, you are reflecting the two things. Right? Okay, so we can stop here.